There is a story in the Bible about a man named Lazarus. You probably have heard some of the stories. Rumors in the streets of Bethany has it that Lazarus was sick, and I don't know exactly what was wrong with him, but he was badly ill to the point of death. You see, Jesus loved Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, and he was so saddened by the news that of Lazarus passing that Jesus wept. Can you imagine it? Jesus Christ, the all-knowing one, weeping over his friend Lazarus? It's not like he didn't know what was the ending going to be. Yet he showed his humanity by expressing his emotion and sharing his love. Yes, it's true Lazarus had died, but Jesus saw this death as an opportunity to be glorified. What do you do when everything that is in front of you is death? When everything is wrong, when nothing seems to be going your way, when everything you had hoped for has failed and did not come to pass. Mary and Martha was focusing on the fact that their brother had died while Jesus was looking at the situation with the end in mind. He said, this sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, that God's Son may be glorified through it. Sometimes, all we can see is the pain that is in front of us. All we can see and focus is on what's wrong rather than what is right. When the girls sent word to Jesus, Lazarus was still alive. He was only ill. Jesus had the power to heal Lazarus right there and then, but he didn't. On the contrary, he delayed his trip 2 more days. Why, Jesus? Why will you do this? You've healed others prior to this story. He had already healed the paralyzed man by the pool of Bethesda. He had already healed the official's son. He had already healed the man that was born blind. By this time in the story, Mary had already anointed Jesus' feet with that expensive perfume. Jesus, you could have done Mary this solid. You could have done her this favor of healing her brother. Jesus, you had the power, the experience. Why didn't you, Jesus? Why did you allow Lazarus to die? Perhaps Jesus wanted to give Mary and Martha a new revelation of who he was. You see, up to this point, people knew Jesus as the rabbi, which means teacher. They knew him as the healer, as the one that turned water into wine, the living water, the one that multiplied the bread and the fishes, the bread of life, the good shepherd. But it wasn't until Lazarus had died that he was revealed as the resurrection. He says, I am the resurrection. Perhaps the reason you're going through something in your life is because Jesus wants to take you deeper than shallow waters. He wants to give you new revelations of who he is. When Jesus heard the news about Lazarus' sickness, he stayed 2 more days. Perhaps the journey is just as important as the miracle. Why does the journey feel nothing like the miracle that I've been praying for? Jesus didn't even have to go to Bethany to heal Lazarus. By this time in the story, he had already healed the official's son. He wasn't even in the same geographical location of the boy, but yet he spoke these words. He said, your son will live, and the boy was healed. You see, Jesus had this power to speak the word, and Lazarus would have been healed, but he didn't. Perhaps Jesus was allowing Mary and Martha's character to catch up to their calling. See, Jesus had the power to heal him instantly, but he chose to wait 2 more days. He has the power to fix your situation, but perhaps he is waiting for your character to catch up to your calling. You see, sometimes waiting on God feels like we're waiting for him to catch up. Meanwhile, he's already there. Technically, he is the one waiting on us. He is the one waiting for us to catch up to the words that he has already spoken. So the question is, who is waiting for who?
$85 beats a minute. 1 second and I swear that I'm in it. Never stopping, never clocking, apparent. Life I live, the whole world is spinning. Stand to lose if you think that you're winning. Keep on sinning, lead you here to this place filled with linen. Grave clothes, grave blows, stifle life that I'm living. Time's up, number called when you hear that bell ringing. Wishing you could take it back to a simple beginning. Called up, cause someone caught me slipping. Hear the pop, slave master sing the song that he's singing. Crack the whip, lifetime, full of pain and stinging. Never stopping, never clocking, just in case you were thinking. Staying famished, trying to manage 85 beats a minute. 1 second and I swear that I'm in it. I belong to this place that they say is infinite. My demise got the evil one grinning. Now what I do to deserve this, never even heard this absurdness, unearth this. Try to find the rhyme for some assuredness, but sure this has to have a purpose. Why would we make it a sport to try and hurt this? I curve this, insert this, some may call a wordsmith. Save from the grave when I dial in to swerve this, away from the surface, back and invert this. Defy the serpent scheme with the quickness and overtness. I'm certain, certainty can get you killed if you're in it for the thrill. Never thought that I'd die. Hear my sisters, they cry. Now what's the reason I'm still able to sort through these words, able to think through these herds? All thoughts running in my mind, can't keep up in time. They see just feeding the birds. Now that's a reference to scripture. Subtly it missed ya. Me too, see through what I thought promised ya. Crippled with the sick disease, call for help to heal with these. Send word, bedtime, son of man, instead of these. Lifeless in the dark tomb, lightless with the dark gloom. Thievery has got the best of me, you stole my heart too, been barred through. But my name is still just Lazarus. Now my smell is hazardous. Can't break through, although I'm fluent with the hammer fist. Try and be a strategist, never much an analyst. Stuck in the fall behind a wall, hard like amethyst. Hand me this solution or an answer to the scandalous. Told and sold by the word of some evangelist. Eat it up like sandwiches, keep me from the damages. Stand outside and abide up to this tragicness. I'm certain those heartbeats are now gone. I'm sure it won't be long before I'm cast aside, forgotten, rotten, I died. I say farewell with the song. What was all of this about? Never even had a doubt. Lying down on the stone, I hear a voice and I'm thrown. He says for me to come out. Lazarus, come out. Lazarus, come out. He could have kept me concealed. Instead I'm standing and healed. He says for me to come out. Lazarus, come out. Lazarus, come out. He could have kept me concealed. Instead I'm standing and healed. He says for me to come out.